Right now, keeping kids safe, getting on and off the school bus. How a new effort from state lawmakers looks to crack down on illegal school bus passes.
Plus, we are not the only ones dealing with the bitterly cold temperatures. So are our pets. How a local nonprofit is making sure that we're all taken care of.
And later, UW-Whitewater celebrates Black History in the Rock County area and the special guest that made history herself. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. During the average school year here in Wisconsin, drivers illegally pass stopped school buses more than 800,000 times. This is according to the Wisconsin School Bus Association.
And our political reporter Ellie LaLiberte joins us now with the effort to keep kids safe. That effort coming from folks at the state capitol. Ellie?
Well, you're probably familiar with the stop signs on the side of the school bus, but legislation moving through the Capitol would require cameras to be added, something the School Bus Association says could help a shrinking workforce.
My first one, she took the buses for 2 years.
It's a sound Griselle Estoya is used to as she picks her 6-year-old up from school. But when her kids took the bus,
And I'm confident that my kids will be safe.
keeping kids safe is the goal of the Wisconsin School Bus Association.
You want to make sure those kids are safe. You want to make sure you have the best drivers. You want to make sure that people know how to drive around a school bus.
The executive director lobbying at the Capitol on Wednesday for bills like this, requiring cameras to be on buses to catch people who illegally pass.
But getting the license plate is a real problem.
The author of the bill says it could help drivers who don't have time to document every violation.
So they would like this camera system to help them document.
They're pretty major and they keep our drivers.
Keeping drivers also a goal of the Bus Association.
They care about the kids. They want to be there. It's not because they're doing it for the money. It's because they want to have the relationships and stay involved in the communities.
The industry is facing both a shortage and an aging workforce. Licenses to operate a school bus are valid for 8 years, but under current law, those 70 and older have to retake their driver's test every 2 years. This bill would double that.
These other drivers, these are the ones who are, say, 65, 70, 75 years old, actually have lower incidence of problems. And so from that perspective, they're already actually safer than some of the other drivers that can get those licenses.
For Estoya,
I hope they figure it out.
she wants to make sure all parents have the option that school buses provide.
Now, there is a deadline for any of this legislation to become law. These bills will need to pass both chambers before lawmakers break for the session by March.
All right, Ellie, thank you. Now to an update in the race for governor in Wisconsin. Washington County Executive and Republican candidate Josh Schoemann is dropping out of the race. The announcement comes after President Trump gave his endorsement to Congressman Tom Tiffany. In a statement, Schoemann says, quote, "I wish Tom great success in November. If we focus on the people of Wisconsin rather than fighting with one another, we can make Wisconsin the place to be, not just be from," end quote.
Well, it turns out the company QTS will not be moving forward with a proposed data center in DeForest. This after the village said the proposal was not feasible. Back in November, QTS proposed transforming farmland into a 1,600-acre data center campus. But the proposal faced pushback over energy consumption, lack of transparency, and environmental concerns. Village officials say after discussions with the Board of Trustees, staff recommended that the village president reject this annexation petition tied to the project. QTS says it will continue its partnership with UW-Madison to advance research into responsible data center development.
We now know the identity of a man who was shot and killed on Madison's South Side Sunday morning. He is 34-year-old Luis Sotero Herrera. According to investigators, police were called to Primrose Lane about 3 in the morning for reports of gunshots. Video footage showed a man carrying what appeared to be a gun walk from the scene. Using more footage, officers led to a woman's house where she told them the man was her father. The suspect was arrested at the Sleep Inn and Suites on Tradewinds Parkway on the city's southeast side just before 7 a.m. the same day. He faces a charge of first-degree intentional homicide. His daughter faces charges of possession of a firearm by a felon.
A man is in custody after police say he shot at a woman on Madison's north side. This happened Sunday night on Northport Drive. Police say 18-year-old Jeremy Comer was arrested at a nearby fire station. Luckily, the woman who was shot at was not hurt. Comer is charged with first-degree recklessly endangering safety, carrying a concealed weapon, and resisting or obstructing an officer. His cash bond is set at $75,000, and he'll be in court February 3rd.
Well, the frigid temperatures sticking around a little longer. Here's Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with a peek at our first warn forecast.
Yeah, counting down the days to the bitter cold temperatures to temperatures where they should be for this time of year. In the mid to upper 20s, we even have a 32 by the time we get to the end of next week. So we'll start to get some melting of that deep ice and that bit of snow that's still out there in southern Wisconsin. Right now, we're basking, literally speaking, at 10 degrees in Madison, 12 in Middleton. We got all the way up to 14 from what I understand. So that feels mighty good, in my opinion, compared to some of the past days here. We still got 12 tied in Prairie du Chien and in Boscobel, 8 in the Dells, 9 in Janesville, 10 again here in Madison. Add a breath of wind here, and the wind chills are between 0 and -10. But when you look at Boscobel, the temperature's 12, the wind chill's 12. The winds are 0 right now in Boscobel. So we're bringing the winds down a little bit as well, and that helps out with the wind chill not being quite as cold all the time, at least not for many, many hours. Tonight we'll see lows between -5 and -10. So yes, another bitterly cold night tonight that we have to get through, and tomorrow will be just copy and paste what we experienced today, with temperatures in the low teens to right around 10, and those wind chills tomorrow morning again bundle up at least briefly at times from -5 to -15. Not as quite as dangerous as what we've been experiencing for the past days to the past week or so, but still cold enough you really are going to need to bundle up. Now, when I come back in just a little bit, we do have over the course of the next 10 days some precipitation in the forecast in the form of a little bit of light snow. We know about the warm up, not expecting alert days, but that light snow chance. Let's take a glimpse at that together when I come back in a little while. Eric, Sarah?
Alex, thank you. And as we make our way through the winter season, you can help those in need during our Week of Warmth. Please help News 3 Now and Channel 3000 raise funds for the nonprofit Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. The organization provides critical assistance to families facing heating or cooling emergencies when other resources run out. Out of every dollar donated, 95 cents will go directly to help those in crisis stay warm and safe. It all leads to our telethon on Friday. If you'd like to donate, you can scan the QR code right there on your screen. And we also have a link to the donation page at our website, channel3000.com. Winter adds an extra burden for homeless people. There are resources for unhoused people, but a lot of times they're forced to give up their pets when it's cold outside.
However, a local nonprofit is making sure everyone can care for their pets, no matter the weather. Our Tanisha Shaw has more.
Cold weather has an impact on everyone and everything. Donna Spangler volunteers for the Street Dog Coalition in Madison. Seeing homeless people and pets outside in the winter hurts her.
The bitter cold, you know that they're hurting and that they're cold.
That's one of the reasons why the pet clinic, Underdog Pet Rescue in Madison, partnered with the Street Dog Coalition. Once a month, they take care of pets that belong to people that are homeless or dealing with financial burdens for free.
I was surprised at the number of homeless people or people living in their cars with pets, and they just expressed the fact that they wouldn't be able to have any vet work done to their animals if it wasn't for the Street Dog Coalition.
Organizers also told me that services like this are essential because a lot of shelters do not take in families and pets like Lazo, even if it's really cold outside.
We've talked to people who are living in their cars because in Madison there's not shelters that allow people to have their pets.
Lauren Brinkman is the owner of Underdog Pet Rescue. They've had so many clients that they actually need to turn people away.
It's definitely grown over the years. We started with just a few clients.
At times we're turning people away because we only have a 4-hour chunk of time that we can help. Everyone here in this room is a volunteer.
As we continue to track the winter weather and how it impacts people, the volunteers for the Street Dog Coalition wants pet owners to know that help is available.
If you can't afford a pet, you shouldn't have a pet. But these pets are integral to these individuals' lives. Everyone deserves to have their family members stay with them.
Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
What a wonderful resource. Thank you, Tanisha. The next free clinic will be in February, and we have more information about Underdog Pet Rescues on our website right now. Well, travelers flying out of Dane County Regional Airport will soon have another non-stop destination. Breeze Airways announced a new summer route from Madison to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. This is starting May 8th. They'll have flights Monday through Friday. This will be Madison's second North Carolina destination, joining Charlotte, served by American Airlines.
Raleigh-Durham is a natural partner for Dane County. Both regions are anchored in world-class universities, supported by public and private medical research bases, and powered by innovation.
With Raleigh-Durham, the airport now offers direct flights to 19 destinations, including summer service to Miami, Los Angeles, Tampa Bay, and Orlando.
Still ahead at 6, UW-Whitewater hosting an event celebrating Black history.
And after the break, how the area played an integral part in Black history and the special guest speaker invited who's made a little history of her own.
And don't forget to donate to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund by scanning this QR code. With your help, we can provide critical assistance to those facing a heat crisis right now. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Ahead of Black History Month, UW-Whitewater hosted an event celebrating Black history in Rock County.
News 3 Now's Jalen Banks joins us now from the UW-Whitewater campus with more on the event. Jalen.
Wednesday, UW-Whitewater hosted The Beauty of Black, an event highlighting African-American history in Rock County. And the event's guest speaker made some history of their own in the state of Wisconsin. Wednesday, UW-Whitewater students and Rock County residents gathered at Kirk Denmark Theater to celebrate the area's Black history. They would learn about local historical figures, Rock County's involvement in the Civil Rights Movement, and more. Joining them for the event was Living Wisconsin History, Willow Newell, the state's first Black Miss Wisconsin. She would serve as the event's guest speaker. I had a chance to catch up with Willow on how history has influenced her life.
It's easy to forget that the impact that you're making on those one-on-one levels is what's most important. And then remembering that people came before me who thought that, you know, if they came together and they talked about what was important to them, that eventually would make an impact on the future, and I am that future.
Willow's tenure as Miss Wisconsin is 5 more months after she intends to go back to school and get her master's in film. For now, reporting from UW-Whitewater, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. You can tune in this Sunday after the Grammys on News 3 Now at 10 to see more of Jalen's conversation with Willow Newell.
Still ahead, how you can support local restaurants and food pantries across the area at the same time this week.
Plus, CBS reveals when the last episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will air.
And when we can expect temperatures to warm back up and get back to normal. We haven't said that in a while. Alex has the answer in his complete forecast.
And if you'd still like to donate to our Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, you can scan the QR code right there on your screen or visit channel3000.com for the details. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A live look from our Platteville Skycam, where the wind chills will be staying below 0 for now, but temperatures will be warming up soon. Let's check back in with Alex. Complete look at the forecast.
Indeed, below 0 right now. A wind chill of -2 right now in Platteville. 0 in Madison, -6 in Janesville, and -6 in Camp Douglas. And the reason why we focus on the wind chills, that's that feels like factor to your body. That's what we look at when we start thinking about health ailments like frostbite, but these aren't dangerously cold wind chills. Still cold nonetheless, and we have a couple more mornings of bitterly cold wind chills. Tomorrow morning we'll have wind chills between -5 and -15, and then we repeat that one more time as we go into Friday, -5 to -15. We could have some localized areas down to -20, but likely not seeing that -20 or colder wind chills lasting for hours and hours on end. So probably not going to see any cold weather headlines from the National Weather Service, but cold nonetheless. You're going to want to bundle up because look at the yellow box to the right here. Just on the cusp, if you're outside a little bit more than 30 minutes and that your flesh is exposed, you do run the risk of frostbite. So again, take that very seriously and bundle on up. Now, we got up to 14 today, still hanging on to 10 in Madison, 10 in Stoughton, 9 in Edgerton in the lower right-hand part of your screen, and 12 down on Highway 14 in Cross Plains right now. 12 in Bosqueville, 12 in Prairie du Chien. These are the actual air temperatures, and so some improvement there. But tonight, it's going to be cold. The temperatures are really going to take a plummet again between -5 and -10 overnight tonight as we go on into Thursday. Just copy and paste from what we experienced on Wednesday going on into Thursday. Temperatures will be in the teens, which will feel rather temperate because we're going to have a little bit of sunshine out there as well. And I mentioned in the 5 o'clock newscast, a little bit of snow on the horizon here as we transition from the cold temperatures to warmer temperatures that are on the way. And that moves in as we go Sunday and especially Sunday night going on into Monday. So let's get you ahead of the next weather system. It's a Clipper-like system, meaning it's quick, it comes down from Canada, and it brings light snow. We're not looking at heavy snow at this point in time, maybe just some very minor snow accumulations Sunday night going on into Monday. And this would be throughout the entire state of Wisconsin, not just southern Wisconsin. After that little bit of light snow on Sunday going on into Monday, the next chance of snow will come in here as we head towards Wednesday. We'll look at those temperatures climbing out of the teens into the 20s, and then we're going to be basking in the lower 30s by the time we head a little bit later at the end of the week. So recap, tracking the next 10 days here with regards to precip. That means snow in this case, that light snow chance on Sunday. Temperature trends will be warming up next week, and I don't have any alert days in the forecast. How about that, Sarah and Eric?
Oh boy, how about it? We're in shock. But it's still really cold out. And with these winter temperatures sticking around now, News 3 Now is asking for help to support the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund through this week of warmth. Every dollar that is donated, 95 cents of that will go directly to help those in crisis to stay warm and safe. You can scan that QR code on your screen to donate right now. We also have a link to the donation page on channel3000.com. Well, Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week continues as well. This year, diners are encouraged to donate money or non-perishable food items as well to the participating restaurants to support the River Food Pantry, helping stock shelves for all of our neighbors in need. You can find a full list of participating restaurants and the menus, get you hungry, on channel3000.com. This event runs through this Friday, January 30th.
And mark your calendar, Stephen Colbert fans. We now know when the comedian's last episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will air. According to The Hollywood Reporter and Deadline, it is May 21st. 6 months ago, Colbert announced that CBS's parent company, Paramount Global, was canceling the program after a nearly 4-decade run. In a statement, the company said the move was, quote, purely a financial decision. Some analysts believe the show came to an end because largely of Colbert's verbal attacks against President Trump. Colbert took over The Late Show in 2015, succeeding Dave Letterman, who hosted it for nearly 22 years. And Andrew is here now with sports.
Yeah, still to come in sports ahead of the border battle on ice. We ask Wisconsin men's hockey the toughest question possible. That next on News 3 Now.
Sports brought to you by TDS Telecom.
Wisconsin women's hockey heads to Minneapolis for a border battle with a twist. The twist being, starting this weekend, they'll be without 5 of their best players, including their goalie, who are all en route to Italy to play in the Winter Olympics. Now, Mark Johnson, of course, knows a thing or two about the Olympics, but also, well, he admits it puts him in quite the pickle, losing those 5, including his All-American netminder, whose backups didn't really get any game reps this year. They'll have to jump right into the hot water.
You know, we've talked about it now for a while. Greeny's had discussion with them, the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, and, knowing that this day was going to be in front of us. So even though on the weekend you might not be playing, it's like that backup quarterback. And all of a sudden, the main quarterback, blows up his ankle. And now you're getting into a playoff game. And if you win that game, you go to the Super Bowl. Am I ready to play?
On the men's side, it's a border battle in the Twin Cities, too. Bucky will look for their first season sweep of the Gophers since the turn of the century. Both games will air on our sister station, Television Wisconsin. And before Friday's game, you can join Quinn Finley and I on the Wisconsin Huddle. But that's still a full 48 hours away, so I figure there's no better time to introduce a new segment called Huddle on 3, where we bring the fun of the Wisconsin Huddle right here to Channel 3. This week, I asked the hardest question possible for the Badgers. Say something nice about Minnesota.
I lived in Minnesota for 2 years, so it's good hospitality.
Fair enough.
Leave it at that.
It's a great place to play pond hockey in the winters.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I like the color gold.
Well, how lucky are we? We get to call this the Border Battle Week because tonight, Minnesota men's hoops comes to the Kohl Center with revenge on their mind. About 2 weeks ago, John Blackwell beat the buzzer in Minneapolis and took a well-deserved victory lap. The Badgers will look to make it 11 straight wins over the Gophers this evening.
All right, Andrew, thank you. And coming up later tonight on News 3 Now at 10 with ICE activity making headlines nationwide. The immigrant community here in Dane County needs legal and family assistance now more than ever. Our Armand Rahman talks with local advocates at Centro Dane County about how you can directly help out families in need.
And now a final check on our forecast. It's getting a little bit warmer.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting
All
ready.
right.
I know where you're going with this. Two more days of the bitter cold stuff. Then we rise into the 20s to the lower 30s next week. If you missed the snow projection Sunday going into Monday, join us at 10. I'll show you the glimpse of that little weather system Sunday going into Monday that transitions us to the warm stuff.
All right, looking forward to that. And thanks for watching News 3 Now at 6. Coming up next is Entertainment Tonight.
And please don't forget to donate to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. You just need to scan that QR code on your screen.
Our next newscast coming up, of course, tonight at 10. You can always find us streaming 24/7 at Channel 3000+.